I'll start the recording. Okay, so at Bojag, we are trying to do this. We have our existing website, mangalorejag.org. This is our existing website. I hope.
Satish, 1 second. Please share your screen.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, guys. Let us learn it through the work, the actual work. This is our website. We put all our slides in this section. You can go and check that. And there is blogs that Vaibhav has written for a long time. It's very useful blog. So this is our website. Okay. Now after we started our COVID classes and all those stuff, right? We thought, okay, we need to interact with our audience even better. We want to have our updates much quicker. We want to manage this workflow quite effectively because we are making a lot of classes. Every week we are taking 4 hours of session. So we want to optimize our workflow. In order to do that, we would like to revamp our website. The purpose of this website is not the new design or something like that, but rather make sure our coordination is better, because Sauvik is having a hard time to communicate to people about what is the next session, who is the next speaker, and where audience can put their feedback collaboratively. They can make their sessions, they can give their ideas, share their ideas. So we want to encourage that to the next level, and that is why we started doing our new website. So this is our new website. It is still not live. We are still struggling to do it, but this is our new website. I'm not going to the technical part of it. Of course, it has some real good technical things and all those stuff. It uses Hugo. It uses a technique called static site code generator. We welcome volunteers if anybody wants to contribute also. Interested in static site generator UI, please let us know. That's a different thing. But now we are doing this. We face a lot of challenges also, and then we are trying to solve the problem. We will take that as one of the aspect that we are trying to solve. I'm just going to say that this is going to be managed by, for example, Sauvik is going to manage. These are all the blog sections. These are all the talks sections. Just a moment. Okay. And then just bear with me for some time. We are going to cover something that is related to CI/CD. Just have some patience. Sometimes it might look, we are going into different topic actually. So now
which team is it? Satish, which team?
Which one?
He's asking what's the theme of Hugo, the theme.
Oh, Hugo. We are using our own. Nice. We are not using any built-in Hugo theme. We created on our own. There are some good people who designers. Particularly, there is a person called Vijay Shekhar who designed this website. He gave the design, and we implemented it. There are a lot of volunteers behind the screen. Sauvik has put so much of effort actually, particularly. So Sauvik gets that. Now, what is the challenge that we face? Now, let us just look at the one practical thing of how the practical site works. This is the source code of what you just see, and I am actually making a stupid change. I am making a stupid change, and I'm doing it commit. Okay. But I made a small change. In your organization, you work with multiple people. The topic that we are going to cover now, maybe I will just start with the topic. We are going to talk about Git. I hope all of you are using Git. Git is single solution, but there is a concept called Git workflow. There are multiple workflows. These workflows depends on teams to teams, team culture, team maturity. It depends on that. That's one way of making effective teams. But the basic understanding is when you are working in a source control repository, you need to have the authority of having a clear code, confirm that the clear code gets into your system. And there are a lot of tools and techniques. Code review is there, static code analysis is there. There are a lot of techniques, but one specific technique is you have the control of what finally gets into your mainline branch. And there are a lot of checks, gateway checks that we put. One of that is what you're going to see. We just saw that one person made one change, and it was a stupid change, and he actually made it to the mainline also. This change is not supposed to be, the repository that we use is this. In fact, one of the classes that we handled earlier, we covered this, how Git is helpful to create your own websites. Please go and check that. So that's the way that we made this website that you see, bangalorejag.github.io. This is the site made, this is powered by GitHub Pages. So this is the site that we have. Now let us see whether this is there. It's taking time. I'm not using Jenkins here. So we still use CI, CD, everything, but I'm not using Jenkins here.
I think you need to check the actions. Yeah, that one.
Did I commit and push? I did not push.
Why didn't you do? I didn't think you did a push.
Okay, I did a push. The moment I did a push,
it will come up here.
I think you've only committed, not pushed the changes.
It says can't push to remote. It's
okay. I did not take the latest and then push.
Yeah, that's why it is not able to push.
So now I did a push.
Yeah, maybe code conflicts.
Yeah, now it's saying.
Now you're seeing this. Yeah.
Okay, now I will explain this concept later. This is slightly off the topic. Okay, I asked this question to people: what is GitHub? They say, okay, GitHub is a source control repository. Git is a version control system. GitHub is much more than that. GitHub provides many tools that helps you to make effective teams. In fact, in our case, as we do all the community works, we do not have any fund or something like that. We use Git heavily for our defect tracking, continuous deployment, project management, package sharing, code verifications. All this are done through GitHub. So that's a separate topic that we'll cover later. But one of the features that you see now, I'll cover it in detail. But consider that there is this is your CA pipeline. So the moment I put a build, someone is building my taking my latest code, checking for all the errors, and then building it. That's what's happening now.
This GitHub will do the build also.
Okay, it will do much more than the build. Issues, project management, team access, security. There are plenty. Code editing. You can edit. You can have your entire ID in GitHub now.
That is why it's called as GitOps now. It is no longer what do you say? Just called as like GitOps is a umbrella term which refers to Git actions, Git commits, Git project management. There's multiple things.
And it's unfortunate many
Satish,
people
how
don't do version control. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Maybe it is a correct place to ask or not. How to create that one job to like build the code?
It's very simple. Very simple. In fact, for today's session, I intentionally wanted to hide that fact. Somehow it took some time, so I need to break the suspense and show you.
I'll answer that question for Narayana. Yesterday there was a session on open. Not yesterday, sorry, day before yesterday. There was a session on Open Source India by Karan, who's a developer advocate at GitHub, and he was showing the exact thing, GitOps. So I think that there is a GitHub Learning Lab where you can go and actually check out these things. And let's see if we can get Karan to do a session for Bangalore Jug. But this is for your reference.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, thanks, Avik.
In fact, otherwise also, if people interested, let me know. I will tell you what are the features that is there in GitHub. I think I need to say this because there are plenty of things that is available for free for you to experiment. But it's important that people should know that. Maybe I will share it sometime later. Okay, now our build is successful, but the bad problem is the stupid change got into production, and I don't want this to happen. Now in our case, our site manager is Sauvik. So Sauvik did not see this change because nobody saw that. It just went into production directly. We don't want this to happen. How do we do that? Is this. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to create a new branch called develop. Did I log in? No, I did not. So it cannot create it. There is a name to it. I will tell the name at the end. You might know this name, but this is what it means actually. Develop. And I can create a branch. Once I create a branch and go to the settings and then say, guys, master is my main branch. So do not touch anything directly there. The default branch, I'm going to change it to developer. And I am updating. I understand I updated the develop branch. Not just updating to the develop branch, and I'm going to protect my master branch. And then I'm saying, I have a master branch. Require pull request reviews. Minimum one review should be there. Otherwise, nobody should commit it. Create. I just protected my branch. Okay, now if you go here, you will see that default branch is developer, and there is master branch also. And then this bad developer goes and change another stupid change. Okay, and then he's trying to commit it. Yes. Okay, commit it is allowed it. Okay, because commit is not going to Git. Now I'm trying to push it. Did it push now?
No,
Check
by
out the actions.
default branch.
Oh, my another commit also came. Did I protect it properly? Okay. Sovik, your Sovik Das. Okay. Now make another change. Commit change.
Okay, Akshay has a point. He's saying that since you are a maintainer, you have only protected pull requests from getting merged.
Okay. That's correct. Good catch, Akshay. But it will not allow you. It will not allow you basically. So once you do that, this concept that we just tried, there is a name to it. Can anyone of the audience tell me what we just did? What is this process is called?
Pull request approval concept something.
Okay.
Workflow
Branching strategy.
managing.
This is from the interview sheet.
It's a branching strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, Git
there are a lot of
workflow.
strategies. This is called Gitflow workflow. Gitflow. Okay. So what it says is, if you read the theory, most probably people will get it wrong, but it's very simple. Basically, what you are saying is, there is a lot of change that is happening. Protect your main branches. Main branches are for your releases. Okay. In fact, if someone, you can take it to the next level also, where you will not allow people to commit directly to develop also. You will create one feature. It's called feature branches. It's called feature-driven development, feature branches. So what you do is, if say for example Narayana is working on a feature, Narayana will create a branch specific to a specific ticket, and then once his ticket is done, he will commit it to develop. So what happens? Develops has all your changes. Once the team lead or the project management thinks that okay, we have everything to make a proper release, they did all the checklist and all those stuff, then the only way that code gets into main is through pull request, and that too only from develop branch, and that is the place where you have the control. That's what we do. That's what we just did. Apologies that I am still allowing this another stupid change, but I will fix it. But this is the concept. I hope the concept is clear. Any doubts?
I have a question for the audience here. Given that Git has the concept of pull requests and more.
Satish, I think you
Yes.
have full admin access. Otherwise, it's not possible to push it. Already, we are using the same strategy in our project.
Correct. I made that. I mean, I committed from my account, right? That's why we should not do that.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
Satish is
Satish,
a
your
maintainer,
code
he can
base-
still push.
Yes, I think your code base is in master or developer, because you have to make your changes in developer and raise the pull request.
Correct. The other problem is the moment I did it, right? The mistake that I did is, see here, you see in my editor, I'm in master, right?
Yes,
I
that
should
is
have
a
checked out
problem,
to
I think.
develop. That's a problem. I should have checked it out. And
Yeah.
there is two problems actually. One is I should have done it from my side. But the second thing is, first of all, Git should not allow me to commit it. So that's a configuration mistake that I did.
So generally what we do is we create a story branch and we'll make the changes in story branch and we raise the pull request to developer.
Correct. Correct.
It will go through review process.
I think there's another aspect here which is missing here is that nobody can push a change to the master branch. Even maintainers can't push a change to the master branch unless it has been reviewed by whatever number of reviewers you have set.
Correct. In fact, in
That is
the
also another important aspect.
gateway check, right, Savik? You can put it something like this. You can put n number of gateway checks. You can say with Git actions, my test cases should be passed, my integration should be working, my Git should not have any conflict. Minimum one review should have been approved. All this you can set.
Yes. And the code
Yep,
coverage
that's
should
right.
be 80%, something like
Yes,
that.
yes, all that you can set.
And nowadays, people are thinking like minimum 3 branches is required. One is master, one is release, one is dev. For dev also they are securing. Only from the dev we can create a branches. We can't push it to merge it to the dev. Once the whatever we are discussing, right, all the checkpoints are done, then only you can merge it to the dev.
See, the most important aspect here is this entire concept of branching is coming from CVS or SVN, and that's what I was coming to. You have the concept. Now the question is, with Git, you have a different workflow. The workflow is what? You always do a pull request and raise a merge request, isn't it? Isn't that the case? That is where Git fundamentally differs from all the other version control systems. So now with this, change in version control approach, does the concept of branches still make difference? Because the concept of trunk based development or branch based development comes from SVN or Perforce, where you had branches and you merge and all those things, right? So this is something which is a change which has to be is a cultural change, where you should ideally always do a clones and raise pull requests. That is what has to change with Git compared to when you're doing an SVN.
But that also depends upon the strategy, right? So there's one strategy wherein everyone forks the original repository and plays in their own fork and then then do a PR. And another is
Yeah, that's a
to
clone and pull
everyone
strategy,
commits.
right?
Yeah.
That's
And another one is to just
see. My point is this: when you're doing it in SVN, their branching was costly, so you had everyone committing to one branch, and then you would have this branch-based development. There's a main, there's a trunk, and there's a release, and all those things, which is absolutely fine. But now with Git, which is having the concept of uh, forks or clones, whatever word the terminology you use, it makes sense that everybody can do their own stuff, and then accordingly you're raising a pull requests or other merge requested.
Yeah, maybe I have some points, Savik. So I agree with Savik. In fact, Savik was correct that we are bringing some practices from SVN world, SVN Perforce world. They were not made. I mean, Git is not exactly ditto of SVN. There are certain things that you need to make adjustments. In Git, it's all about distributed teams and how seamlessly people can work. So these processes are workflows, right? It will not fit for all. You need to tweak the process as per your wish. Let me tell you a practical example. In some cases, it specifically depends on the project's initial stages. In our case, we made master direct commit allowed. At the reason being, at that point in time, there are only few people working on initially, and we want to give speed to them. They want to make changes immediately, see the changes. So in the product initial stage itself, right, the mistake is some people go with the mindset that, okay, I'm going to create a new innovative project and I'll put all the Git checklist. That's wrong actually. It will slow you down. Once your process is mature, then you can put that number of branches. The more number of branches that you have, it always adds complexity. So that also you need to be considering when you think about the process.
Yeah, I mean, our strategy is like for each sprint, we create a new feature branch, then we work on it, then we merge it to master, and that deploys into dev and test. And after a PI, like after X sprints, after we keep merging, like delivering to code in master, then we cut a release branch, and the release branch then deploys to prod.
Which is
So
exactly an
that's,
SVN strategy.
yeah, exactly. I mean, because like eh, big organization always follow their own legacy standards, right? So even though we are using Bitbucket
See,
or the
then there's
latest
no point of
tools,
more. See,
yeah,
I'll put it this way.
yeah,
But this is something which my mentor always tells me, that just because it's the new shiny thing, you should not be running after it. I have seen a lot of other audience saying that, yeah, we want to learn Spring Boot. Why? Because we want to learn microservices. The biggest question which should be
Mhm.
asked by anybody is microservices a good fit? Because why? Because it's the
Yeah,
new shiny thing. Just because it's new, it's
yeah.
shiny,
Most
doesn't
of the
mean
time
it's
it's
right for
not.
you. It's right for you, right?
Yep.
And there are unless but I see what is the biggest impact of